Welcome back to another edition of the Saturday to Sunday Football Podcast. I am Paul Perdichizzi, and thank you for joining me as always. College football season has started. Week 0 is in the books. Week 1 is just one day away. That first real Saturday of college football. So much going on, so exciting. And here at Saturday to Sunday, we have just started to cover this upcoming season and the college prospects. If you have missed any of the last 4 episodes, we did our 2024 draft rankings early from the previous summer. We did the summer scouting series. We looked at the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers, and the tight ends. I shared my scouting reports. I shared my rankings, my tiers, to set the stage for this upcoming college football season. And as we turn the page to this college football season, it is also now time to announce that our 2024 Saturday to Sunday premium notebooks are now available. You can get them all for $9.99. You get the 2024 scouting notebook with all our detailed scouting reports, strengths, developmental areas, functional areas, draft projection, how they win, NFL grade, fantasy spin. You also immediately get our draft rankings notebook, which is all our different rankings. So in the rankings notebook, you're talking about Devy, draft eligible, NFL rookie rankings, overall dynasty rankings. And then in April, you get the draft projections notebook, which has tabs for every player, offense and defense, how they win, all their metrics from the combine, projecting how we expect them to come off the board. $9.99, the best way to support the show, the best way to help us to continue to do what we do here at Saturday to Sunday. So I wanted to put this podcast, short YouTube video, just to kind of let people know how to get access to these premium notebooks. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'll do some screen sharing to kind of give you, an idea of where to go and what's in them. If you've never bought them before, if you're listening, to the mini podcast here, you'll understand how to purchase them and what's included a little bit more detailed. So let's first start with how do you purchase them? So if you have never bought them before, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Sundayfootball.com, or you could just type in S2S football.com. Either one of those, when you type it into your browser, will take you to our website. So that's the first thing. If you're watching on YouTube right now, this is our website. You will click on the top where it says premium content. And then you will see it says 2024 Saturday, Sunday premium notebooks. You click on that button right there, and then it will give you the whole detailed description of what is in them. I'm not going to read through it all right now because I'm going to talk about each one in a minute. But you would scroll down there, hit add to cart, and then you will purchase it there from the website. Now, really important, when you make the purchase and you check out, you are going to get an email. In that email is a PDF file. Save the PDF file or open each of the Google Sheets links and bookmark them. The links expire if you open the email and then don't save the PDF file or click on the links themselves and bookmark them. The links will expire and you'll have to reach back out to us for us to give you access. Something that we've done many times, but it helps us out if you could just either save the PDF file or, even easier, open email, click on each of the 3 links for the different notebooks and just bookmark them, and then you will always have access to them that way. So that's how you would purchase the premium notebooks. SS Football, premium content, click on it, add to cart, check out. You'll get an email with instructions, and you got to save that PDF file with the links, or you got to open the links as soon as once you open the email for the first time and save those links so you don't lose access to the notebooks. Second, for people who've never purchased it, or if you're watching YouTube for the first time, the scouting notebook looks like this. So let me share what the scouting notebook looks like. If you've been watching any of the recent summer scouting shows, you saw this, but this is what the the scouting notebook looks like. It has tabs for quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Every single player we have watched detailed film on that we can get access to. Every player has their college, their class, their height, their weight, the statistics, strengths, functional areas, developmental areas, how he wins, an NFL role and fit, NFL draft projection, and fantasy ceiling. We have this for all 4 of the skill positions. It says at the bottom, draft eligible quarterbacks, draft eligible running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. After this will be updated throughout the season. Many more players and prospects will be added. This is just our first run through these guys. These scouting reports will be updated and added a lot, as will more guys will be added during the season and obviously in the pre-draft months. After the season is over, once we know who declares, I will rearrange these and you will see 8 tabs on the bottom. The 8 tabs it will say 2024 quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. Those will be the guys that have declared. They will have their own tabs, so it could be like a draft preview notebook. And then you will have the other 4 tabs of the guys who ended up not declaring. So that's what the scouting notebook is all about. This is where all our film analysis, all our film watching, everything we see and share on the podcast in detail is right in here. Next up, the rankings notebook. If you're someone that loves looking through rankings and that's the main thing you use, the rankings notebook has you covered with every aspect of what you need and want. If you look at the rankings notebook, first tab is our draft eligible rankings. You'll see it's sorted by color. Quarterbacks are red, running backs are green, wide receivers are blue, tight ends are purple. Right now, I have 24 quarterbacks ranked and then a watch list, 21 running backs ranked and then a watch list, 30 wide receivers ranked and then a watch list, and 16 tight ends ranked and then a watch list. That's just one tab. The second tab has our Devy rankings updated with a date. Last time they were all updated was 8/14. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends for your Devy rankings. Next tab is our Dynasty rookie rankings. I will keep this updated throughout their NFL season. So as things happen in the NFL, you can use this as, this is what Paul thinks. This is the guy he would be targeting in dynasty leagues. He likes this guy more for dynasty than this rookie. So I will keep that updated throughout the year to help you for trades. And then positional dynasty rankings overall, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. I recently was a guest on the Harris Football Podcast. We did a startup dynasty mock draft. It was a lot of fun. Check that out over on the Harris Football YouTube page. But these were my rankings that I used as I was doing that draft with Harris Football. After the college football season ends, we will create our exclusive S2S tiers. That takes into account film watching, draft projection, fantasy spin. So again, I'll make tabs just for the guys that declare rankings. Then I'll have these exclusive S2S tiers. And then all the other rankings here as well. After the NFL draft in April, the 2024 rookie rankings will also show up on here. So a whole plethora of rankings for you as well. And then last but not least, you get the 2024 draft projections notebook. That comes out about 2 weeks before the draft. I'm going to show you last year's 2023 one, just in case you've never purchased it before, just to give you an idea of what the draft projections notebook. This takes endless amounts of hours and days for me to put this together. The first thing you always will see on the draft projections notebook is 3 tabs that have a projected top 31, however many picks are in the first 3 rounds, usually somewhere between 100 and 102, and then a projected top 259 or 260, however many picks there are in the NFL draft. I try to project what players will come off the board in round 1, rounds 1 through 3, and rounds 1 through 7. We've had a lot of success. Last year, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you see it. We got 27 out of 31 players correctly picked in the first round of the 2023 NFL draft. You see the way I set it up. I put guys that I think just missed. I put a last 6 in and a last 6 out in the order of how I expect them to come off the board. That's the key from everything we're hearing. This has nothing to do with my thoughts on these players. This has nothing to do with my film analysis. This is gathering the resources that are out there in the industry and providing the best comprehensive list of how I expect it to come off the board. So you'll get the top 30, the first round projection. you'll get the top first 3 rounds projection. Last year, we correctly got 86 out of 102 picks correct in the first 3 rounds for an 84%. And then this third tab, you'll see a projection for the entire draft in the order I expect these guys to come off the board. Last year, we correctly got 217 out of 259 prospects selected right for an 84%. We have been constantly in that 82 to 85% for both the first 3 rounds and all 7 rounds, which is a major accomplishment considering how hard it is once you get to the latter part of the NFL draft. Then there are tabs for every position, offense and defense, that look like this: name, position, college, projection of where I expect them to come off the board, strengths and how they win, developmental areas, and all their combine measurements. You get this for the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers, tight ends, O-line, DT, edge prospects, linebackers, cornerback, safety, and special teamers. This takes me months, starting right after the season ends, all the way up until about 2 weeks before the NFL draft. It's got close to 400 players in it. So this is the third and final notebook. So you can get all of these for $9.99. They're not $9.99 each. They're $9.99 for all 3. It is the thing that helps us to continue to do Saturday to Sunday football as expenses rise for server fees and hosting fees and subscriptions, to get access to the things that we need to do Saturday to Sunday here. So this is the one thing we ask. If you're a fan of the show, if you've been a long-time listener, help us out if you can. $9.99. The earlier you do it in the season, the better it helps us. So I really do hope you consider purchasing it now. You get the most out of it if you purchase it now. As college football, season is going on, it's a great resource to have open on Saturday. You're watching a player. You're like, oh, I wonder if Paul has him in the notebook. You go to the notebook, and if he's there, you get a quick snapshot of everything I think about this player right now. You can see where he is in my rankings. If there's a guy you want added to the notebook, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or leave a comment on YouTube and say, Paul, if you get a chance, I'd really love for you to, get your eyes on this player. Let me know what you think of him. Is he someone that you think is worthy enough to put in the notebook based on, draft projection and stuff like that? I'd love that. I'd love any type of interaction. So again, $9.99. All 3 notebooks, best way to help us. If you've been a long-time listener, please consider purchasing it. If you've never have, if you've bought it in the past, please consider purchasing it again. And the earlier you can do it, the better it helps us as well. So on behalf of our sound tech engineer, David Nakano, and myself, thank you for joining us. And I look forward next time taking you from Saturday to Sunday.